Whatever, bro.
You know what the Rams said? They said, bleep them picks. And then they won a Super Bowl.
They sure did.
So if I don't win, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's a real possibility, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What about T. Higgins, man? I mean, he had a monster game.
I'm not talking about fantasy trades with you for an entire podcast.
We could, though.
That's not exciting for anyone.
How is that not?
That's not exciting for
everybody's trade deadline is coming up. Fantasy football has become a very popular sport. And yes,
sport.
I did just call it a sport.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, I did.
Stop, please. You're embarrassing yourself.
So, do you know what my wife says? She's like, how did your fantasy men do this? I'm like, dude, please stop referring to them as my fantasy men.
Okay.
No, and I want them to roast you for sending a first-round pick for Devontae Smith.
Whatever, bro.
First-round pick.
I'm gonna get that pick back when I am able to trade people prior to next season.
Like, I don't know that you have like a ton of players that is like, I need to trade before the season.
Nah, I got a plan.
Player.
I got a plan.
Yeah,
it's all part of a plan.
Okay.
Welcome to the house, episode 57. If you need homeless or at-risk youth services, you can take it to my house, 300 North Willow Street in downtown Wasilla. Isaac Smolden, Brian Fields. Brian,
hello.
My voice is gone. My voice is done. So this is going to be a fun episode for everyone to listen to. Me sounding like RFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because the Wolverines had a 3-game weekend, and I reffed like 8 hockey games, yelled at a bunch of children. Now, no more voice. Radiothon is on Friday, so hopefully my voice will be better by then. Tune in all day. Q997.com or just Q997 FM if you're local and have a radio in your house. Brian.
Yes, sir.
What's going on sports-wise?
Sports-wise, the Dodgers.
No, we're done with that. Done with that.
Max Muncy, he's coming back.
Oh, man, the Dodgers made a big free agent signing. Oh, man, like immediately and just spent a bunch of money. That's crazy.
That's what we do.
Jerry, I am once again asking for you to re-sign Josh Naylor.
That's what winners do.
Re-sign Josh Naylor, please.
No, he's coming to the dark side.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It doesn't have to. We're the Dodgers, baby.
I hate you. I hate you, and I hate your team.
NBA news, Dallas has fired Nico Collins.
Bye.
It's not Nico Collins.
It's not Nico Collins, though.
What is his name?
It's Nico something. Williams?
Nico Harrison.
Dang it. I was close.
Could Anthony Davis get traded? That would be crazy. The Luka Doncic trade is looking absolutely horrendous. I mean, Cooper Flagg had a breakout game a couple of days ago. They still lost against a depleted Milwaukee.
Remember when you were like, I'm worried about this trade?
I am, though. If they can put it, if Jason Kidd, it's so early in the season. I don't know why. I mean, because they're sports analysts and it's what they have to do. They have to talk bad when things are bad to give them something to rant about for 20 minutes on the air. I hate sports channels now.
Yeah.
But they used to be really like fun and exciting, and now I feel like it's just like repeat and trash on players.
Yeah, and this
trash on players.
This like time of year is so tough for the NHL and NBA because we're through the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, we kind of know what's going on in the early season, but until it's December, like we don't actually. Like last week, I was talking about the Utah Mammoth and how I think that they might be one of the teams that ends up being a playoff contender.
Right.
And they were like second in the Central or something at that time. Now they're out of a wild card spot. So like
it's way too early to make these kind of predictions. Yeah. It's a long season.
I still will stand by my Mammoth thing, by the way. I'm just saying like that you can't really look at the standings.
There's going to be ups and downs. You know what I mean? And like teams are going to take like the Lakers. I mean, they look like they've been on fire and then get absolutely just stomped.
Yeah, you finally
by
get to watch
Atlanta.
a game.
I know. I finally get time to watch a game.
Bam.
Come home, I start dinner, turn the game on, and it's like already we're losing by like 25 points. I'm like, tight. This is not what I want to watch. But I still am worried about that trade because the thing is they don't have Kyrie Irving yet, who is a true point guard, who is what they need. And when you put all those pieces together, healthy on the floor, if Dallas can stay healthy, it's a scary team. And I think that because sports has become such a win right now, that teams are losing sight of that. Like, and honestly, if this turns around, Dallas, you look super dumb. And here's the other reports coming out is that this trade wasn't fully on Nico Harrison because ownership had to sign off on that.
Yeah.
To trade a superstar like that, ownership had to be a part of that. So
anyway, wow, you're not going to bless me?
No.
Okay.
No, because you just made me move on. I wasn't done making my point. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's too early to say that Dallas is anything other than a contender. I think they're still a contender. I get they're 3-8. It's the start of the season. Even if they make it to the play-in and they figure it out by the playoffs, like you have 82 games to figure out your team. It's very possible for them to kind of slump along, hit the All-Star break, start getting into rhythm. Kyrie comes back. Next thing you know, they're in a play-in. They're playing the top teams, building momentum in the playoffs, and get to a Western Conference Finals. Very, very easily see that happening, and I can very easily see the Lakers running through the regular season, getting to the playoffs, and getting outplayed physically.
I mean, that I can see. The Dallas Mavericks being like some sort of Western Conference final.
The Lakers did it 2 years ago. The Lakers literally did that 2 years ago where they looked like a garbage team. The All-Star break came. They started putting it together. They end up in the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets.
And the point that you're trying to make is that by firing Nico Harrison, if they turn it around, they look dumb for firing Nico Harrison.
They just look like a bad organization altogether because one, you're saying, I believe in you to make this trade. And then you're saying, before I can see all these pieces on the court, I'm going to fire you because I can't take the pressure from fans, which is ridiculous. Like if I was being led by somebody like that, I would be like, all right, man, kick rocks, you know?
Sure.
So I think, and then if they do turn it around and they do become a powerhouse like they should, you look even worse. You look misorganized and like you have no direction. You don't know what you're doing.
I don't know why you stand for every firing. Like every time someone gets fired,
it's ridiculous.
You're like, because you're gonna say the exact same things when we talk about football in a second.
Football, yeah.
I think that you're in the minority on that.
Yeah,
take.
Because why? Why? Because
should we start? Do you want to just start there?
Why? No, let's talk about firing. Let's get into that.
Okay.
And just the way that sports has become a win right now or you're out.
So
it is dissolved into this team atmosphere and everything lies on the shoulders of one individual. And that's not fair.
I don't disagree with that as a general statement, but if we're talking about Bryan Daboll, who got fired by the Giants this week, he's been there for 3 years.
Who picked Jackson Dart?
I'm assuming Bryan Daboll.
Bryan Daboll all day. The GM had no interest in Jackson Dart. Bryan Daboll pounded on the table, said Jackson Dart is our guy. That's who we want. That's who's going to lead us into the future. But tell me why then when you now have a depleted team that is still going out every Sunday competing that has none of their superstars, why is the GM there and the coach is not?
I mean, because the coach has had three seasons is enough of a sample size to see if you want to go with the coach or not. If you're not seeing progress in 3 seasons,
you're going to tell me that
sorry.
You're going to tell me that you haven't seen progress this year from the Giants?
They're 2-8. I don't care what their roster looks like. Just fire everyone. Fire everyone. Look at what happens when you hire a competent head coach with the Seahawks. When you hire a competent head coach, you have progress in the first year. You don't have a perfect season. You figure things out, and then you know what? You know what happens?
You were the same exact thing that you were with Pete Carroll.
But they played way different. It was a different team. It was a different system. And then in the second year, things start to gel. You build up a coaching staff.
So you're telling me
you make some, you add some pieces, and now you're the best team in the NFL.
Your window should be 2 years to take a professional sports team like the New York Giants and say you are a competitor.
Absolutely.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's professional sports now. That's professional sports.
And that's what's wrong with professional sports.
1 year is too short of a sample
We don't
size.
want to develop teams. We don't want to build teams. We want to win right now. And then you end up like the Raiders where you're just in this constant cycle.
No, you're making a good point, Brian. You're right. Pete Carroll should stay there for the next 5 seasons. Let's give him a chance. In fact, let's keep the GM and Pete Carroll around and make sure that they have like 5 to 10 years to try to gel this team into something good.
God, man.
Is that what you want?
No, that's not what I want.
Oh, that's not what you want?
I think there's a difference in what is happening there than just in general around the league, right? And I think that when you look at the Giants as a whole, they have improved. Their roster has improved, and that team is playing hard for that coach. Bryan Daboll has Jackson Dart looking like the best quarterback coming out of the draft when he was rated as a second-round QB at best.
Bryan Daboll has had some baffling coaching decisions in the last 3 years. Some absolutely baffling coaching decisions in the last 3 years.
Like what?
Like, I don't know any off the top of my head. I know that
how could you even say that statement?
Because I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared to argue this hard.
This is literally just mainstream media feeding you into this cycle.
No, I've watched Bryan Daboll over the past 3 years make some insane coaching decisions. Now I have to try to pull up the list of clock mismanagement and player mismanagement.
Saban's a good coach.
That's like saying Nick Saban is a good coach.
Yeah, like you could, dude, he went for it on like 4th and 8 last night with the Packers having no timeouts.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't really understand what was going on there. And you just said Nick Saban. You mean Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni, whatever.
So you don't even know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. I think that you have been brain rotted into believing that like this is how professional sports teams should be built. And I think it's ridiculous.
Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh, yeah. The kick from last year in oh no, that's this year. That's this year against the Broncos. Then there's you're gonna have to cut this out because I wasn't prepared. I didn't think that we were having a massive argument about Bryan Daboll. But here's my
This is awful.
This is awful. You've totally derailed us.
Sounds like zero accountability.
It does sound like zero accountability.
You can't, dude. Dude.
No, we're just going to have to pick up from whatever.
Going to have to pick up from what?
Whatever. Pick up from Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni.
Yes. Nick Sirianni. Not Nick Saban, Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni, who has multiple times lost the locker room.
Yeah,
but because he has
more than one person can be a bad coach.
Because he has a crazy team around him, his flaws go under the radar.
I think that you just love players coaches. I think you love guys that are like
Nick Sirianni
locker room guys, which Nick Sirianni is not.
I wouldn't say he's not a player coach. That's crazy.
You wouldn't say he's a player coach? How many times has he lost the locker room? Like Pete Carroll's a player's coach.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, So I don't know. We're all over the place. I don't know if we need to go back to Bryan Daboll. I think my point with Bryan Daboll is the eye test ain't eye testing for me. I've watched enough games over the last 3 years that show that he's not, after 3 years of being with the team, it's not like he is a solid enough head coach that you're keeping him around.
In my eyes, it is though. He brought a Daniel Jones team to the playoffs and won a playoff game, and then Daniel Jones greatly regressed. What are you going to do with that? Right? I mean, so then let's pivot, let's rebuild, let's do this thing. They took some swings in the draft. You get a superstar like Malik Neighbors, you go and get your quarterback, you go and improve your defense, you do all of these things. You take a guy, like I said, that is graded coming out of the draft as a second round pick at best. You make him look like the number 1 QB out of the draft, and you're going to tell me that there's no improvements in that team. You have a young team with half of its stars depleted and not playing, and are still playing competitive football.
I don't know. I think that you're in the minority opinion. I do agree with you that
I think it's
coaches are getting
minority.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
I think it's
a low blow.
I also think, I know that I am, but I also think that because that is what the media has pressed, and everybody's just like, oh yeah, you're right, without looking at the team as an entirety. I think that they're going to make a stupid decision. I think they're going to hire a defensive-minded head coach, and Jackson Dart is going to regress.
That could be the case. So anyway, the Giants lost this week is what we're saying.
Yeah. And you also, in that game, you lost Jackson Dart in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Russell Wilson looks like he needs. Your only other decision there was put in Jameis LASIK new eyes Winston, who's just like, he's down there somewhere. You want
to talk about the Raiders game on Thursday night?
What? It's there to talk about. Incompetent. Special teams was awful.
Tyler Lockett, 5 receptions for 44 yards.
Tyler Lockett becomes your number 1 wide receiver. That's insanity. You got all these young guys. I want to see, we're at the point in the season where you need to see what you got. You spent a second round pick on Jack Besh. You made all this hype around Dante Thornton, and Dante Thornton had a slick route and dropped a ball, but then you didn't give him very many chances after that. The defense finally showed up. It's just like this team cannot put it all together. It's either their offense is humming and they're moving and the defense can't stop a wet fart, or it's the opposite way around and the offense just looks like they stayed at home and the defense is playing lights out. I mean, I think some of it too is like Denver has to be the worst first place team ever.
Bro, Denver being 8-2 is ridiculous. I don't understand what's happening.
Joel should change his fantasy football name to the Denver Broncos.
Joel is the Denver Broncos of our fantasy league.
Yeah, dude.
You want to know how my team did?
Yeah.
They beat the tar out of the Cardinals at home, and it was awesome. 2 defensive touchdowns. Sam Darnold is it. Don't talk about the second half, but it's okay. You can take your foot off the gas when you're up 38-0. That's probably enough of a cushion. And pretty happy right now. Seahawks look pretty dang good.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna come on here and apologize. I did not. I am still interested to see as the season goes on how Sam Darnold plays in the weather. Because in Seattle, he's had fair weather games, and that's not always going to be the case in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how he does in that, and I'm also interested to see how he does against a team with a really good pass rush.
Yeah, and the next week's game is probably the toughest game that they have left remaining on the schedule.
This feels like a Seattle-esque move.
What?
Where you just look like lights out.
Yeah.
And then
no, that's the Mariners.
You're
confusing the Seahawks with the Mariners, 2 different teams.
No,
the Seahawks. The Seahawks
the Seahawks do this multiple years.
No, I don't think they're going to this year though. I just have a good feeling that they're not going to do that.
Where do you see them going?
I mean, if we're having this conversation, okay. So
where do they go?
you look at the rest of their schedule. They have to play the Rams twice, which is the best team remaining. And they play the 49ers at the end of the season, so maybe they're healthier by week 18.
I doubt it.
But, yeah.
I doubt it.
There's like some sort of ghost haunting Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, they got pantsed by the Rams this week.
Yeah.
So I think barring it would take a insane. I guess they do play the Colts later. I think the Rams are up there with the Colts though. You got the Rams. You got the Rams, and you got the Colts.
Not defensively though.
No,
not yet.
Yes,
if
correct.
Sauce Gardner comes along and like starts getting comfortable, maybe.
So I think it's safe to say that
that'll be an interesting matchup.
The Seahawks
Sauce
are
versus Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, that will be nice. The
Drake
Seahawks
London
are a
just
playoff
cooked
team.
him.
Jackson Smith and Jigba looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
A couple weeks ago,
Sam
I would have
Darnold's
said
not having to do much.
no. A couple weeks ago, I would have said that, man, it'll be great if they make the playoffs, and I just don't know how they stack up against the best teams in this division. But the teams that we thought were the best teams in this division have all lost football games in weird and crazy ways.
So let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Seattle gets, let's say
they pick up 11 wins.
Okay.
Which they only have to be mediocre.
Can they beat
to
a
do.
Tampa Bay team?
I think that they could.
Okay. Can they beat a Detroit Lions team?
I think that they could.
Could they beat a Green Bay Packers team?
With how Green Bay played this week, I think that they could.
Do you think Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat?
Oh, for sure.
That's crazy.
For sure. How many years has he had there, Brian? They lost to the Browns.
They've been in playoff contention and been a contender every year.
Sometimes you make the playoffs a bunch of years in a row, and you still just need a new voice in the locker room. Let's not reopen that can of worms.
Could they beat the Philadelphia Eagles?
Based off the way the Eagles played this way and multiple other weeks in the last couple of weeks, I think that they could. This is what I'm saying. I think that
So do you think they could take the NFC?
I do. I do think that they could. Now, but here's the thing about the NFC, because I don't want to sound like that much of a fanboy. I really think that any team that's like a playoff team in the NFC right now could beat any other playoff team. I think the NFC is wide open. Like, because the teams that we think should be the contenders going into the season, who are probably the Eagles and the Packers, and the Lions, all have looked beatable many, many games this season. Doesn't mean that they're a bad team. It means that they look like they are a beatable football team. And the teams that have kind of surprised with how good they've been, who I think are the Rams and the Seahawks, have shown that they're capable of beating good teams. So
can they beat the Rams, though? That's going to be like the biggest question.
That's going to be the big test. I think you got to split with the Rams this season.
I don't think Sam Darnold can handle LA's pass rush.
The Rams pass rush is really good.
And then other teams are going to see
But here's the thing.
Other teams are going to see that going right into the playoffs. And I see an early exit for Seattle.
The thing is, the Seahawks defense is really, really good too, though, this year. Seahawks defense has been unreal. And their secondary is getting healthier. They were winning games with a super injured secondary.
Yeah, but I mean, LA has like a 3-headed monster.
For sure. No, for sure. LA is going to be good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it'll be interesting at the end of the season to see where the Seahawks stack up.
If they lock up Jackson Smith and Jigba, where do you
go? You go directly to my boy Rashid Shaheed, baby, on the deep ball. Or Cooper Kupp, who had like a 76-yard run this week.
Oh my god.
Or Torrey Horton, who's like Rookie of the Year candidate, except for the fact that what did Gronk say? What did Gronk say? Emuka ibuki boop.
Emeka ekbukbe.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Seahawks could win out the rest of the season. I would still have questions going into the playoffs. I really think that the NFC playoff picture is going to be really interesting because, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 8 weeks, but there's a lot of coin flips right now. If the playoffs started today, the whole thing would be a coin flip.
No, I don't.
And you just need to get hot at the right time.
I don't disagree with you. The NFC is wide open. When I actually pulled up all of the NFL teams and I looked at the NFC, it's just, I could see the only team that you really have questions on, and I can't believe that this is where we're at, though, is can they beat the Rams and can they beat the Eagles?
Yeah. Here's the other thing too, is I think, again, if the playoffs started today, there's 8 more weeks. All we can talk about is where we're at right now. If the playoffs started today, I think whoever comes out of the NFC is the underdog against whoever wins the AFC championship.
Yeah.
I think whatever team wins the AFC championship will be the favorite in the Super Bowl based off of how things have been. Because there's just so many question marks about even the good teams in the NFC. There's a bunch of question marks about.
For sure. What the heck is that buzzing?
Oh, it's the heater outside.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We just record this in an old abandoned electrical warehouse that we've turned into a recording studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Raiders sucked. The Broncos won.
Yeah.
We spent a long time on the Seahawks. The Bills lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah. So, why is is it Mike McDaniels? Damn, I'm so bad with names.
You're really bad with names today. Yes, Mike McDaniels.
Why has he not been fired?
I don't know.
You think he should be fired?
Yes.
That team is still, again, playing hard for him.
Bryan, it doesn't matter. He's been there for 5 years. They suck. You need a shakeup. You need a shakeup.
How is that working out for everybody that's shaking things up?
It worked great for the Seahawks. Just saying.
The Seahawks were a lot more established. Like that coach didn't come into a full rebuild.
But the coach shakeup is part of the retool.
Anyways, okay.
I can't believe the Dolphins won.
I can't
believe the Bills lost.
Probably the surprise of the week. Probably the greatest moment of the season, and just a reminder of the NFL on any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a division game. I think people give a lot of, they downplay division games regardless. But division games, regardless of records, can always be nasty.
Yep, for sure.
Any NFL teams, they're going to mainly focus their offseason and have a very scripted plan to deal with their division.
Yeah.
And I think Miami just had Buffalo's number. And it was, everything that could go wrong for Buffalo was going wrong too. There is also that. There was some like bad juju in the air for Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, QB sneak that ends up going for like 10 yards and then
fumble.
Yeah. Like just a rough game. But I think for Buffalo, like you have to be concerned about your wide receiver room. They think that they can just continue to put it all on Josh Allen. And here's the thing, like, if you're going to do that, Josh Allen has to be spot on. He can't have a game like he had against Miami. And to ask a player to do that, to me, is unrealistic. Like, he needs some reliable help. And they thought Keon Coleman was going to be that reliable help, and that's not shaping out. Like, you need to go out and get a true number one wide receiver, have some, even if you're going to spread the ball around, like, cool, spread the ball around, but, like, take some defensive pressure off of some of the other guys. I think Keon Coleman could be a good wide receiver 2, but he's clearly not a wide receiver 1.
Yep.
So they got some question marks. I think it's going to be another disappointing playoff run for Buffalo.
Ravens beat the Vikings and all of a sudden control their own destiny again.
Yeah, the Ravens are back, dude. The Ravens are back. Their defense is looking better. Lamar is looking good. The team overall is just looking rejuiced and refocused.
And here's the next 5 weeks: Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, but then Bengals again.
Yeah.
They could easily have like
and Joe Burrow is aiming to come back against them, so that could be. But if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm looking at my defense and I'm saying, for what?
Why am I coming back? Yeah.
I'm looking at my offensive line and I'm just like,
I don't know why he's trying to rush back.
I don't either.
I don't understand it.
Dude, let's talk about Davis Mills. Okay. Let's talk about the Davis.
This was the craziest.
Dude.
This was the craziest game.
Dude, I'm watching, I got
week.
my multi-screen on, and I didn't have the Houston game up, and I had Red Zone up, and like I hadn't even thought about the game because it was up like 29-0.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, that game's over. They're not even going to show us anything else from that game. And I don't even have any players in that game, so I don't really care anyways. But next thing I know, like they pull it up. I'm like doing something around the house. They pull it up, and it's like
29-10 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I was like, what? And then it was like 29-10 to 17, and I was like, what? And just a full collapse. Very similar to how, and this isn't the first time that Jacksonville has had a full collapse like this.
Yes. Yeah, Jacksonville is when they were 4-1,
why is
we were
this
like,
coach still here? If the whole reason Daboll is fired is because of these like games that they've let slip away,
I don't know. I don't know, Brian.
Yeah, you don't know.
Why? I mean,
because it's stupid. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just like, hey, I want to shake things up.
I mean, but Liam Cohen's only been there for. Yeah, he was with the Bucs in 2024. Isn't this his first season as Jacksonville's head coach?
Yeah.
So you're arguing against your own point. Yeah, because it was this offseason. This offseason was
trying to see.
Duval.
I was trying to see if you would say that he should be fired because I was going to roast you.
No, well, that's why I'm confused. Why are you trying to trap me? Stay consistent.
Because that's what I do.
No,
I got to win.
No, Liam Cohen is a first-year head coach. I'm not saying that he should be fired. Bryan Daboll's been there for 3 years. That's my point. Texans, crazy.
I don't think that 3 years is long enough.
Okay.
Again, especially.
I hope Pete Carroll's there.
I
hope Pete Carroll's with the Raiders for at least 3 years.
I don't. I mean, I think Pete Carroll was a good opportunity, but I think Pete Carroll just tried to do everything that he did in Seattle. And that's where he went wrong. And if he's going to continue to do that, then he needs to go. If he's going to be willing to be like Spytech, let's shake some things up, then I'm totally willing to let him stay.
But double standard fields. You're right. That's what.
Fine. It's not a double standard
for thee, but not for me.
No,
I get to fire my head coach after a year.
No, dude, I don't think they should have fired AP last year.
Oh, why? Because he's
Oh, Brendan's calling.
And Brandon's trying to make a trade right now.
Trying to make a trade
live. We
should have put him on live.
Anything else?
Oh, a trade is pending.
Oh no, what's going on? Oh my gosh, Brendan just scooped Trey McBride away from him. And then he called you to rub your nose in it too. What a great time of year this is. Fantasy football is the best.
Why is he not responding? Like, that's my thing. It's like, if you don't want the trade, respond to it. But you're just leaving me on red.
The Patriots beat the Bucs. Patriots are back. The evil empire's back. The Jets help out the Raiders by winning a football game. The Saints help out the Raiders by winning a football game. Commanders are toast. The Steelers, what is going on with the Steelers?
Did you see Trump do a play-by-play?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not. Why are you trying to drag us over there? Let's stay focused on the sports thing.
They're a very good team.
Stop.
The backup quarterback, he's very good.
The other guy's good too.
The other guy's good too. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to stop the injuries. However he can do that, he's got to stop those injuries. This is a very important play coming up.
Stop.
It's very important. I think, right? They got to score a touchdown. They needed a touchdown. Let's see what's going to happen.
What timeline are we living in, bro? I thought that was one of those.
We're in the middle of a government shutdown. And our president is at a football game. Calling plays.
You can't bring us over in this direction.
I'm saying that is where we are. Idiocracy is coming to life. It is happening here. 2025, 2026, coming to you, baby. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was one of those AI slop generated videos when I first saw it. The person that showed it to me, the person that showed it to me, like, how are you falling for that? That's not real. He was like, no, bro, look, it's real.
It's 1,000% real.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just. That game was crazy. There was Washington is they're struggling.
Yeah. The Chargers beat the Steelers, and the Chargers are having. We said there was two teams that needed to kind of put up or shut up. Chargers and the Cardinals.
Mm.
One of them did. One of them didn't.
Yep.
The Cardinals, speaking of head coaches that should be fired, blow it up, burn it down, start from scratch. That team is doo-doo.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Gannon, I think it's been hard for him to rebound since he assaulted his player on the sideline.
Yeah.
Especially because he tries to portray this like cool, calm, and collected, and then he absolutely loses his mind.
No, but they should keep him around for another year, right? He hasn't had enough time there.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he inherited Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's been garbage. I don't know. I think it depends on like what I'm trying to say though. It's like I think there's too zoomed in on like certain things. Like I think Daboll is different. I think when you look at the direction, like, can you tell me that the Giants are not heading in a good direction? So can you actually say that? And especially with the team that they have, and they get a top 5 pick next year.
So
that's a scary team to me, dude.
You're saying that John Gannon should be fired?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know enough about John Gannon or about Arizona. I know that Arizona was a fringe playoff team last year. They look like they could like try to be the same thing again this year. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do with the quarterback.
Also, Bryan Daboll has had 4 years with the Giants. I was wrong. And I was hoping that you would say yes because their win-loss records are basically identical. So I was trying to trap you there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just don't know. I don't know enough about Arizona. I mean, I think like Kyler has just looked so bad, like to the point where you're confidently starting Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
You know, so
wild.
I just think I think you should give coaches 5 years. Give him 5, man.
Pete Carroll, 5 years. Sign that extension, Raiders. You got to give him at least 4 more. Is
he gonna live?
Wow. Brian Bad Person Fields.
Is he like 73?
Even when we're rooting against each other.
He would be almost 80 on the sideline.
Sports bring us together. Pete, I hope for you and your family.
I do too, dude. I want you, but I'm just saying.
Long storied career, long life. Best wishes to you and your family. Brian?
Brian
will be sending out his official apology
My
next
official
week.
Resignation from to the house. I'll be fired.
It's just going to be me talking to Ozzy off camera. That's the show now.
He's like,
that's the show now.
Absolutely not.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, man.